Ladies and gentlemen, I say a bunch of racist shit on my channel. But you know what? You know what's more racist than saying things? Not saying things. You want to know why? Because when you don't say things, whether it's for political correctness, appeal to your voter base, illegal or otherwise, or just for like the money that ends up in your pockets somehow, that's racist. Against not just the races that are being oppressed, but the human race in total, because we're not all equals. We're not all the same, and we are beginning to see that, ladies and gentlemen. This trucking accident has become statewide. All nations in America are talking about. All news networks are running it. And I bring this up because do you know who's not talking about it? That's right. In our infinite wisdom and pride, the American news organizations, these corporations thought, oh, we need to make our Sikhs look so good. There's no reason to run a story because let's be fair, even though we very much have this problem here with these illegal truckers and Sikhs getting like licenses, basically bullshit licenses, and then they get into really bad accidents. We have a lot of that here. You know, it's like I don't know if it's a wake up call in America because I'm pretty sure it more likely happened like more than just this one instance. But the reason why it's being reported on was because he was illegal, the kind of turn that he did, and like the way his expression. Now I commented on like my previous video that he was pissed off that his friend was filming him and shit. I think like I am right about that because everyone's saying that like, oh, he's just a sociopath. He's just like he's like he felt nothing and stuff for like the loss of life. And I'm like, at first I wasn't gonna buy into that because it felt like hatred propaganda by the right wing in America to just really hammer in the fact that they don't want illegals in their country, which is fair. But the more I looked into it, like you see him arrested, you see him being like spoken to. You don't. This guy doesn't shed a tear. He doesn't like feel bad about anything. Like if anything, I think he just feels like really annoyed that he's going through this situation. Ladies, gentlemen, Mudahar, Sungrad, I haven't forgot about you, man. Oh, here we are, right? What they don't tell you is worse, right? Because, okay, so I take this path, right, to go down to Main Street to grab Chronic, and I just remember this one snippet in the news. Like I was just like, because I go on the elliptical a lot, and I just can't stand television. I don't know. Like the internet's burned my brain. Like I only watch YouTube, and I just like look at the news. Sometimes I'll watch other things on cable because I don't have satellite or Netflix or anything like that. But I just watch the news a lot, and the same path that I would take to go down there, this guy runs over this girl, his high school girl, like 15 years old, and hurts her friend in the process as well. And this man doesn't even want to take a breathalyzer test. And you have to understand something. This entire neighborhood, this entire city, whatever, they got beef with me because they don't want people to know that this is going down. Like, and it's not just them; it's the news, it's the media. They all want to cover it up. And to their credit, like it's just a story that happened in America that doesn't involve Canada whatsoever, right? But at the same time, it's a problem we got here, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I saw a news segment on Instagram where in Punjabi of all things, they were showing, on the 401 a truck accident. Yep, the life we live, the censorship, and we don't get any news segments about that. Maybe like a little snippet here and there. We had the unfortunate reality that the gun crime that has bled into our nation of Canada. We weren't ready for this. Has claimed the lives of a young man, a young boy actually, a child, with her mother no less. This is the dire situation of our nation. And what do we do in response to this? Well, let's spend resources to prosecute a man like because we all share the province shares like the same budget, whatever. This guy, somebody broke into his house, but he was too mean to that person who broke into his house, so we had to press charges on him because he assaulted that person who broke into his house. And even the premier of our province is saying, like, yeah, that's kind of nuts. It's kind of dumb. But I think that's like a common sense approach, and common sense is out the building. Like the censorship apparatus in Canada is vaguely as capable as the one in the UK. In the UK, I think they're trying to pull the same bullshit, right? Trying to take down the St. George flags. They keep putting them up. They put them up higher. They put them up even more. I saw this one. This entire street. The entire street has nothing but St. George flag. Nothing but that. Nothing but net, my guy. You know what it looks like? I think it's because it looks like the Crusade flags. I'm like, whatever. You gotta go on a crusade. And something like, the Pakistanis are trying to take a neighborhood for themselves in the UK. Before it gets like that in Canada, you gotta stand up. Defend your rights, defend your sovereignty. So I'm seeing this video of this, like, he's dressed in all black. That's he's serious. And he's all like, he has his beard. He's talking about how his family sweat, blood, and tears for Canada and this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. So what about the grocery prices? What about the inflation? What about, like, most importantly, our borders, the people coming into our country? What about those? Like, I'm pretty sure as much as a threat as Trump is to the nation of Canada, the country of Canada, like, these other people are way worse. And we're starting to figure this shit out. What happens when you have a news like nation, like a corporation nation, and it's actually funded by the taxpayers? The CBC is funded by the taxpayers and doesn't actually want to report on the news. What happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Don Cherry, one of the longest commentators, hockey commentators, gets fired for saying that Canadians should respect the soldiers that fought and then wear poppies on Remembrance Day like everybody else does. But that's too much to ask for some Canadians because they're just not Canadian enough, or they don't understand the importance of those soldiers and their sacrifice. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as I want to support Canada, like, I don't feel as if I am 100% safe going outside anymore. Like, the cops are they're dirty. They're on the side of criminals. They I wouldn't say 100% without evidence, because I could probably get in trouble for that they're complicit with the crime, but I can see that a lot of it is due to their inability or negligence to assist. So they're more willing to go after you or go after normal citizens for petty shit, right? And we're not alone. In the UK, what are they doing again? Okay, they're trying to make sure that guys don't, catcall girls. Like, the country's falling apart, knife crime, thefts, all that stuff, and you're going after guys, whistling at girls and stuff. It's the way of a broken king. We're seeing the retardation and the spilling of the royal family. And in the past, I tried, because I'm not my parents aren't Canadian. I try to be as respectful to the royal family as I can, but I didn't understand the context why so many people disliked the royal family. I was just trying to be okay. I'm not gonna disrespect this nation that has given so much to me, my parents, whatever. If they want me, because it's you know what I mean. Their faces are on our currency, right? Just try to be somewhat patriotic, right? And then holy shit, cat's out the bag. What's happening tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen? Tomorrow, the Epstein files are to be released. That's right. Everything you wanted to know about this pedophile island, all the people, all the politicians, all of it. If it gets redacted, I can easily see a riot breaking out. And I know Trump doesn't want that. He said, I don't know, no so many times. You can't redact anything. The entirety of that transcript, everybody, the flight logs, All of it's coming out. All of it. Party time, man! Party time! I know the royal family is shitting themselves right now. Dude. It's what they don't tell you, right? They're gonna call you racist for saying this or for saying that. Well, how come you didn't talk about this? Like I said in one of my earlier videos, that J.K. Rowling, instead of calling the grooming gangs, she called them the R word, the rape gangs. A lot of people use the word grape because they're scared. Ha, not me. Because it's like, I am a guest in the realm of English. Even though my parents and I, and like, maybe like going back, I guess my great grandfather can speak Hindi or whatever. Like we only spoke English, right? So, but we're very much still a guest in the realm, in the land of English. So if somebody, the way I see it, if somebody of higher stature, like someone who is an author of literature in United Kingdom, well, she's Scottish descent, but she's like world famous. She's like a multimillionaire. If she says, "This is the word that we use. This is the word that we use," don't let people censor you. Don't let people sugarcoat it. This is coming from a woman. Remember that. You do not disrespect a woman, let alone disrespect someone who is a native English speaker. You understand? You could say whatever you want about the Scottish accent. It's a little bit hard to, understand, comprehend, outsiders, even myself. But you cannot understate the importance of heredity, of national pride. Like in Ireland, they're just like going all out. They want out of the European Union. The world is a changing. The world is a changing. Serbia is taking measures. They built up their military against the cries of the UN. And what's the European Union going to do about it? They're going to go to war with Serbia? They do that. Do you know what Russia's going to do? Russia's going to say, "Hey, this nuclear power plant in Turkey is malfunctioning." You're gonna have Chernobyl. I wonder what city they built it in. Oh, dude, that would be the sickest name for a video game ever. Yo, Call of Batman, Turkey. Call of Batman. Like Call of Pripyat or whatever that city is in Ukraine. Stalker in Turkey. Get out of here, stalker. Get out of our Islamic Republic. Blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, it's just like some evil ones, some dark ones are gonna take over the European Union. Some in a meteorite or something. I don't know the exact story of Stalker, but I know it's just like it goes out there. But yeah, like Turkey is in the pocket of Russia, most likely because they wanted autonomy and they realized that having a country, a nation that was reliant on fossil fuels, and mostly the European Union, was like a mistake. So they needed someone to build a nuclear reactor for them. So they probably asked the other first world nations, but then they realized we're going to be in the pocket of the European Union for the rest of our lives. So if they want us to take in, this is coming from a Muslim nation too, eh? This is the hilarity of it. They probably want us to take in a bunch of refugees. They said no. Turkey, yo, I buy my clothes from Turkey. I just got a bunch of socks, and they're from Turkey. Turkey makes some good ass clothes, man. First world nation, yo, girls go shoe shopping there. Nice country, man. Nice country. You know what their police do when they catch illegal immigrants in their country? They start kicking them. They start like, yo, what are you doing in my country? What are you doing in my country? Yeah. Like I don't know how they speak with their accent. They got like a little whistle to their the way they talk. It's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You think you could set up a place here? Because they know something that we don't know, and it's the things that people don't tell you, which is way worse than what you do, what you're being told. You're told that you're racist. You're told that you're bigoted. You're you're Islamophobic. Islamophobia is not a word. If Islamophobia was a word, guess who's Islamophobic? Egypt. They built a wall to keep Hamas out. All these other Muslim countries, Turkey, they're like, yeah, we don't want no refugees chilling in our country. They're way more Islamophobic than us. And I was checking, and Dubai is down with Palestine, eh? They're down with Palestine. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is what happens when you build a skyscraper. You call it the tallest in the world, saying, yo, we're the best, and you don't have running toilets. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, but yeah, what it is, right? Because it's all to put pressure on the Israeli nation, right? They're gonna have their country, embroiled in like, endless conflicts, constantly pressured by the UN, constantly pressured by outer countries. I even saw this one news snippet, right? And as much as I want to throw shade at Ethan Klein, like, I could see why. Partially. Like, obviously, you got to be a strong man to, stick to your convictions, but I can see why Ethan folded, right? He's got a wife, he has kids, right? He's crying about some fucking Palestinian fucking kids. I find that hilarious. Stupid idiot. Why you cry about those kids? You see that blood stain? See that gigantic blood stain where that little, like, two bunk bed was when they're going through the houses after the fact? Yeah, you saw that gigantic blood stain on the wall. I saw this one where they went through this house and they were sweeping. It was like all coagulated on the floor. It was nightmare fuel. What the hell happened? Yeah, they slaughtered them. And you want to cry for them fucking Palestine? Get the fuck out of here, you fucking weak ass bitch. Weak, man. You're weak. You hate your own people just because you like money. You fucking greedy ass rat. Go fight for your country. Oh yeah, that's right. You got wife and kids, right? So somebody else's wife and kids got to fight for the fucking cause of Israel. You bitch ass motherfucker. And then you spit in Netanyahu's face for defending your people. Oh, genocide. Yo, you're starving these people. This and that. Yo, what did they do that man? What did they do that prisoner again? Oh yeah, that's right. They made him look at the calendar. This is when we feed you. This is when we don't feed you. Ethan, like, I see why you did it. You see all these fucking little Jewish rat kids, I don't want this little, like, boy. And you could tell. This is what I use the word retard so frequently in my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's because they don't want you to understand what this word actually means. They think it's an insult that just, like, makes you a bigot, a racist. You're ignorant to the mental condition of other people. Like, you're insensitive to people with mental disabilities. And while that might be the case, which it very much is, it also is an accurate description. And you see this kid who is the product of countless consanguineal marriages, right? And he's saying in his, like, heavy Hebrew accent, "I don't want to sign up to the IDF. I don't want to believe in the genocide and starvation the Palestinian children." And I'm like, okay, so what? Someone has to fight your war for you? What? Some other Jewish, family has to lose their kids and fight the war for you? Fucking white boy. He's a fucking pasty ass white boy too, eh? That's why I think that birthright was somewhat of a mistake, eh? Because it's like, yeah, Jews can come through and feel like, home in their home, away from home. But how many of them are actually gonna fight for it? That's the thing that they don't tell you. Yo, Zelensky, how much money be getting from the Europeans and shit in America? Yo, Trump doesn't want to fucking help you no more. How much money did you take? How much? What they don't tell you. What they don't tell you is what you gotta fucking, like, keep an eye on and shit, eh? Because I was about Ukraine the entire time. I'm gonna say this till the day I die. Gretzky was the greatest. Alright? You don't fuck with Gretzky, Russia. Eh? That Gretzky is the greatest. That being said, right? What is this war really about? Is it about territory? Is it about sovereignty? I think it's about something else. It's about money. Yeah. We'll find out. First things first. Epstein and then Zelensky. Make no mistake, like, as much as people want to say that I'm pro Russia and this and that, I'm like, I'm not like anti Russia because you see, as much as I hated Russia back in the day, when I saw what happened to them in that Moscow theater, and I thought to myself, it's like, okay, what was the point of that? Like, this is most of the people who are in that theater weren't even alive for like when the Soviet Union did all that stuff in Tajikistan or whatever, right? And like none of those people were involved. Like they don't understand. They don't know. Like even some of them might have been Muslim themselves, right? Like the Moscow, Russia is like it has a lot of like a huge Muslim population, which is why they most likely asked for like these South Indian skilled workers and their families, and by extension their entire family to come into Russia. Help us, please, from these Muslims. Meat shield. Don't worry, they're just meat. Dude, this is what they don't tell you. Am I right? Am I right, Doc? It's like, don't worry about these Russian prisoners that we're sending into the front lines of Ukraine. They're just meat. Don't worry about these Indians. We are the skilled workers that coming in our country to help us, like, stabilize the economy. They're just tofu. They're just like, ah, man. And it's what they don't tell you is what's worse. Because, like, there is a media silence on the trucking problem, the Sikh in specificity. But I wouldn't put it by me that Pakistanis, like the Punjabi Pakistanis, getting involved. Disclaimer: I say Pakistanis like are involved, right? But we have to cut the line, right? You see, when the British Commonwealth, said, okay, look, Muslims, you can have your own land, right? And they drew these lines in like the territory of what is now India. Like I said in the past, a lot of people were living on both sides. And when the partition happened, it was a very brutal, very eye-opening reality check that not only did these people not like each other, but a lot of, like, Pakistan wanted to kill and enslave their Hindu population. Like think about this. What are the rights of a Hindu in Pakistan versus the rights of a Muslim in India? It's not even fucking close. Like, in India, we have Muslim movie stars who are pushing for skin lightening cream, right? In a Hindu majority country where the majority of people have dark skin like me. Yep. Yep. And what's it like in Pakistan? So, like, let me go to Pakistan and say, you know what? You guys need to darken up and worship my Hindu gods. See how far, like, let's see how famous I get. Yo, dog, this pansy ass motherfucker called Shah Rukh Khan. I think he went to the Met Gala. That's what it's called. Like this fancy smancy thing in America about, like, I don't know, fashion films or something. And he comes there and nobody knows who the fuck he is. And it's just like, yo, look at this fucking panty man. Yo, everybody, like, do people know that this guy bleaches his skin? Or he has, like, a commercial where he's pushing for, like, skin lightening cream? You can't turn that shit away. And in America, right, where a black man gets, like, a knee put on his neck for, like, 8 minutes solid, right? I think 9 minutes in total, but, like, 8 minutes he had the knee and it was like he was just choking him out. And I remember seeing at, like, the 6-7 minute mark when he was, like, salivating because it's just, he's out. He's like, when you sleep and you drool? He was choked out to that level, right? And when he was drooling at the 6-7 minute mark, right? It's hard to watch. I don't think I have it in me to watch it again. But, right? And what is this? A black versus white thing afterwards, right? Even if it was a personal thing, even if they knew each other, right? When you think about it, the optics of it, right? And you're telling me this motherfucker's coming into this country and he wants to fucking act? Yo, get the fuck up out here, Packy. Fucking stupid asshole. Yo, you want to fucking bleach your skin? Go bleach it back in your fucking Pakistan. Yo, India's a fucking dunce for letting you get that money that you did. For fucking letting you propagate that fucking bullshit where, us dark-skinned people gotta, like, fucking put something on our fucking face to feel, like, attractive. All that shit. Yo, fuck you, man. Fuck your fucking race. Fuck your people. Alright? This is what it is. This is where we are right now. Do you think I need to change this way my skin looks. Because in the past, I thought about that. I really did think about that. Because this is how you warp people's minds. Is you make them feel like they're ugly, like they're inferior, like they're nothing. And then you look at what they do. Right? This trucking accident in America. This is what they do. This isn't an isolated incident. This is going to continuously happen. And it's not just, oh, they're illiterate. Oh, they're this. It's because they are the R word. Retarded. Retarded. When you see his face and there's a blank expression, it's because he does not comprehend the gravity of the situation. He doesn't understand he killed 3 people. Alright? His friend was right there who spoke Punjabi, who could have told him. Right? And he still showed up to the court case in chains, in a jumpsuit, with a blank expression. Gee, I wonder why. And you want to pretend like the human race? We all want to pretend like the human race. We all have equals in this and that. Well, we're finding out. Because it's what they don't tell you. That is way worse than what you know right now. You think you're racist? You think you're whatever? Homophobic, what is it? Homophobic, transphobic, and shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. What they don't tell you. Oh, yeah. What they don't tell you about the homosexuals about how like a lot of them like to adopt kids, and like some of them used to like pimp them out, and then like post child porn on the internet. Or like this one lesbian couple who drove like they're a bunch of black kids. I bet it looked good, and a bunch of pictures and stuff. Brownie points. Oh, I adopted an entire black family, drove them off a cliff, and killed them all. What they don't tell you, right? And this is the stuff that you know. Imagine what else is out there, right? And all these people like to work together. You know what I mean? Hassan. I brought him up every single video, all the time, every time, yo. It's what you know or what you don't know.